Hey everybody, Wade McNutt here, pianomeditation.com. Our song today is Old Rugged Cross. I'm a little surprised on this because I've been doing votes lately, and so shout out to my buddy who suggested this song because I thought there's no way people are gonna vote for this. It's an old song, and I'll be danged if it wasn't. I'll be danged. Man, I'm sounding country already. I tell you what. This wasn't the top voted for song. So hey, group, enjoy this Old Rugged Cross, and God, we just call you into this lesson. Forever the student, wherever they are. Fill us with your love, God. So we're going to play in the key of G. And there's going to be a lot of country type licks in this thing, and we'll kind of slowly build you through it. The first thing I want you to do is do this motion. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, and I'm calling it country rocking because we're rocking back and forth in this right hand. And in the left hand, you have some options here. You can just play the bass note and go 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. And notice how we're kind of swinging a little, boom, ta 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 ta. Now sometimes you'll see me play this note, the D and the G, and I'll play it along with the right hand. So 1. All right, so that's something that happens. Every once in a while, you choose what you want to do. There's no wrong answer. In this arrangement of the song, there's a lot of different ways to play it. I just chose a good sounding way that'll work for you. So get that motion down. That's our first chord is G. On a hill far away stood in, and we go to the C chord. C, E, G, C's in the bass. Old rugged cross. To a D chord. D, F sharp, A. And we're inverting some of these chords so that they all stick together. D, F sharp, A, but we're playing D, F sharp, A. Same chord, same notes, just different order. So for the D chord, the emblem. And we got the same thing going on in the bass here, D, A, D. Emblem of suffering and shame. Back to G. All right, so you may want to pause right now, get those 3 chords down. The 1, 4, 5 chord is what they would call them in Nashville, but it's just your G, your C, and your D. So get to where you can move in between those. And I'll show you some walk-ups, how that stuff works here a little later in the video. Let's get the chords down first. There's one more chord you'll need for the verse 1. So first of all, actually kind of 2, but our D chord, to make it a D7, we're going to add in this C. And then our other chord is an A7, which is A, C sharp, E, G. Now in the left hand, if you get too low, you don't really want to play all those notes. You really just want to either only play the bass because it's going to get muddy, and you can go to the top one. So your choice, what you want to do. You don't have to make it too complicated. I'm just giving you some options here. So let me show you how all those chords fit in through verse 1. Again, stop and take the time to learn those, but here's how they all fit together. 1, 2. On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. I love that old cross. dearest and best. Really, for the A, I'll be down here. The world of lost sinners was slain. All right, so that's kind of where the chords fit into that verse one. We'll play and sing it at the end of the video, but get to where you're getting them, piecing them together, getting the flow of moving in between those. So let's look at the chorus. Back with our D chord, cherish. Now we have a D/F sharp, so you can move your bass up here. Cherish the old rugged cross. Now, if you want to play something in the middle here, go ahead and play the D note in that left hand. Cherish the old rugged cross. Back to G. Till my trophies at last I lay down. D. I will cling to. Now here's a 1/3, which is a G/B chord. And if you're wondering, like, what are all these numbers he's talking about? Make sure and sign up for the email list below in the description. I'll give you cheat sheets, and at the bottom in Going Pro, it talks about numbers. It assigns numbers to all the chords in every key, and it makes things where you can transpose things like just like that. So learn about that email list, and also if you want to vote, sign up for that email list. So what I would do is probably jump down here for the 1/3. So I cling to, here it goes, the 1/3, the G/B, the old rugged cross. Now we have a C chord, then a C minor. So difference between C and C minor is just that middle note. Then a 1/5 or a G/D. So G/D, anything after the slash is your bass player. And exchange it someday. Then to a regular D chord. For a crown. And then back to G. D. All right, so a lot more chords than kind of the normal videos, but they're easy. You can get them. You just don't let your head get in the way of learning something fun. I can't do this. Yes, you can. Just put a little time. All right, so let's go ahead and play through it with just playing the chords and singing it, and I'll get into what we're going to do for the intro and then the walk-ups and walk-downs here in a second. So this will give you a nice beginner thing to work through. Let's get that flow going on G. 1, 2, 3. Verse 1, 1, 2. On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suff'ring and shame. Quick D chord, and I love that old cross, the dearest and best. A world lost of sinners and slain. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross, C minor, and exchange it someday for a crown, D chord. All right, so again, be working through those. If you don't have the chords down, you're never gonna be able to get through this. So get the chords down, stop it, work moving in between those. Now let's look at something you can do for the intro. So we're gonna be up here at this E and C, E, C. You'll go 1, 2, da 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 da. 1, 2. 1, 2. And then you'll go. And then you're into the song. All right, so again. Bra, da, da, da. And so the chords you have going, bass-wise, I have a quick C, then D. Then back to C, C minor, on a hill. So here's how it feels in time. 1, 2. On a hill. No, no, no. All right. So that's a little intro that you can do for this song. Again, lots of different things you can do, but that's a nice little sounding intro. Let's look at now what walk-ups and walk-downs are. So something that's very important for this style. And you also see me do this little slip note. You'll hear that a lot as well. So first of all, one you'll use in the verse. You're going to start on D and F sharp. D's in the bass. The bass is just going to go up D, E, F sharp, G, while the right hand, pinky stays on D, and you're just going to bring your thumb, F sharp, G, then pointer on A, middle finger on B. This pinky stays the same the whole time. Thumb, thumb, pointer, middle, all together is da, 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 da. Now, I talked about that slip note. Anytime you get back to this chord, you can do a quick slip note, which is just, that's it, but really fast. And you can even keep this full chord in there if you want to, just go. But it's fast. So bum, 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 slip note. It's very nice stuff. If you are interested in this type of style, on the piano chop site that I have a whole country section that just shows a lot of this cool stuff. So you can go check that out. So that's walking from the 5. So 5 up arrow, or excuse me, the D. I keep saying 5, but it's both. But the D up arrow in verse 1. Da, 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 da. Your walk down from the G is going to look like this. So you're going to start at a G chord. It's actually going to be the exact opposite of what you just did. Okay? So since you ended here, you're just going to go pointer, thumb, thumb, back to that F sharp, and the bass is going back down. So it's the country type style way of getting from the 1 to the 4, 4 to the 1, or 1 to the 5. That's how they move things around. And sometimes I'll start this one with a slip note, because that sounds real nice. So that's your walking down from G. And remember, this is down, this is up. And then we have one other one, which is walking down from the C chord. So at your C chord, C, E, G, bass is going to go C, B, A, G, just down the scale. And you start here, E, B, C, E, D, C, B. And it's the same thing, middle, pointer, thumb, thumb. And you can start with the slip note. While that pinky stays the same. So both hands together. Does that make sense? All right, so those are all your walk-ups and downs. Let me show you how they fall in the song. So you've got to intersperse those with the chords you're doing. So verse 1, on a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suff'ring and shame. Here's our walk-up. The love, that old cross, where the dearest and best, the world of lost sinners slain. Walk down, cherish the old rugged cross. Now here's our walk up from G. Oh, I didn't do that one, I'm sorry. But it's the exact opposite again of our C walk down. Now we're just starting here by walking up from G. Sorry that I missed that one, but you got it now. Just remember your start positions for those, and you'll just flow right into it. Old rugged cross, walk up, G, bomb to C. My trophies last I laid down. There's our walk down. Walk up from D, cling to the old rugged cross. Here's a C minor, and exchange it someday for a crown. Walk up from D. And through this, you can also be using your pedal a little bit. Just make sure you're not leaving it down the whole time. You're releasing the pedal as you make each one of these movements or a chord change. But you can keep it down through through your normal chording patterns. All right, I know this might be some difficult stuff for you, but just take it one chord at a time, one walk up at a time, one walk down at a time. Get your hands used to doing these motions to where you can watch a movie and play it. I'm serious about that. Put on a movie and practice this stuff. Let your hands do it over and over and over again, and they'll get used to it, and then you just do it without thinking. All right, guys. This has been quite a lesson already. So you have those techniques. You should be able to start singing and playing through this song. And what the heck? Why don't we just sing and play? We'll do, hadn't done verse 2 yet. So I'll sing verse 2 into the chorus. 1, 2. Oh, the old rugged cross, so despised by the world, has a wondrous attraction for me. Walk up from D, for the dear Lamb of God left his glory above to bear it to dark Calvary. Walk down, so I'll cherish the old rugged cross. Walk up to my trophies, walk down D, and we'll cling to the old rugged cross. C minor, and exchange it someday for a crown. Walk up from D. Da, 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 da. And you can also end with that intro if you want to. And exchange it someday for a crown. Oops. a nice D chord. And if you kind of go off screen here, but play the same intro up high, it'll sound even more fancy. So I just played the same thing I did, but off high and off screen, but it gives it a different sound. So do that for intros and stuff. Play it up an octave higher. All right, God bless y'all. Hope you're not running down the street going, this is ridiculously hard. One concept at a time, okay? Break it down. One walk up, one chord, one little thing, and you can piece this all together. It might take a day, a week, a month, whatever it is, but you can do it. I know it. I see it over and over and over again. All right. Wade McNutt here, Piano Meditation. Sign up for the email list. Get your cheat sheets. Be on the list so you can vote. I'll let you know when it's time to vote for the next song. God bless y'all. Wade McNutt, pianomeditation.com.